Right, and we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. Ulster versus Glasgow, and Ulster off to an absolute stormer here. With a penalty right up on the 5 meter of Glasgow. We'll sort of get into this game. Sorry, apologies for being a bit late. Obviously, the Lions versus Zebra overran by quite a lot. So a bit late into this game, but a penalty allowing things just to sort of settle down and sort of get it settled in. So we'll go through the team and stuff in a bit. But yeah. A bit of a frantic start to life in the URC. Lions getting a bonus point victory, which is a pretty big thing to do so early in the competition after a terrible Currie Cup season. We've got early set piece here from Ulster on the 5 meter line, going for the rolling maul. It's also a bit of momentum. They do go down, though. They've got a penalty advantage. Eric O'Sullivan's brought down here. They're trying to sort of settle into this game. Timoney there. It's not solid carry from him. I think you've got a penalty advantage to do now. So that's a very big hit on the number 6 there, Ryan Wilson, the captain for Nick Timoney for Ulster. It's another penalty, so they will go for the line again, I'm sure. Just sorting this other video out, and then we'll move in here. Much decent play there from Ulster again. Once again, going for the rolling maul. It's once again been defended. Another advantage. Once again, John Andrews gone over. Well, gone off on the back of the rack. Very good last minute defending here from Glasgow. They're right up on the line. That looks like a bad tackle on Eric O'Sullivan. Ulster. Oh, that's deliberate. That's going to be a yellow card. Deliberate knockdown there. It is number 15, which is Cole Forbes for Glasgow. I wouldn't surprise me if he gets sent off here. It looked pretty cynical from him. Very just little last ditch. Could be a penalty try here, you know. We're going to have a look here. Time is off. We're going to have a look. So I reckon he could be offside, and he's at deliberate knockdown here. So I think he could be in trouble here. Could be in trouble. I think we might have a penalty try, you know. Well, it's the yellow card for Glasgow, so that's not a particularly good start. And I think it's a penalty try that's been awarded as well. So Cole Forbes in the bin for 10 minutes. And a penalty. Is it a penalty try or just a penalty? Yeah, penalty try. So 7 points and a yellow card. That's the perfect start from Ulster. The dreadful start from Glasgow Warriors. This could be a bit of a long game if they're going to continue like that. Yeah, I mean, he had to come off his line there, but as soon as that ball goes to hand, it's definitely a penalty. So it's a right decision from the referee. Scrum. Well, from bad to worse there from Glasgow. They now butchered the kickoff. And they've just conceded a scrum off the kickoff as well, with players being offside at the kickoff. So that's a really, really, really poor. I mean, how can you do it after just conceding a penalty try and a yellow card? You're then in front of the kicker and you concede a scrum immediately off the kickoff. As a coach, I am losing my mind at that sort of stuff. So we're going to have a scrum here. Ulster feed. Ball over the top there from Ulster, pinging Glasgow Warriors back inside their own 22. Well, it's a brave decision to try and run it there from Bruce McLean. Have managed to keep possession, so it hasn't ended up too bad. He needs his forwards to get back and help him. My stream is busy buckling here at the moment. So they will use it, Glasgow. Eventually go to the boot through George Horn, and he will find touch and try and slow things down. Well, it's all Ulster at this stage, all pretty much one-way traffic, obviously trying to sort of compound the misery after losing a man to the bin. Need to try and slow things down, keep the game as alive as possible, try and run the clock down, but not provide Ulster too many opportunities. Very, very nice defensive read there as John Cooney just caught on the ball. But Ulster back on the front foot here. McCloskey there, it's decent run. And it's a penalty there from the Glasgow Warriors. Number 7, I think it is, the man who's won the penalty on the ground there. That's Rory Dodge. Very, very young player there. 21 years old. Very important penalty. Right, I'm just sorting out this other video, and then we'll give this our full undivided attention. Where are we at? There we go. Thank you. And there we go. Right, well, bigger turnover there from Glasgow Warriors. Now we can really sort of settle in and enjoy this game. I saw my clock out. So apologies for that. It's difficult trying to do this all when games run over and you sort of got a lot to do at the same time. But where we at? Where we at with this game? Who are we supporting? Who are we backing? Who have you got in the comments? Dan Best says, Dwayne's new home. I hope they look after him. We need him for one more World Cup. Jan says, good start by Ulster so far. Blatant yellow. Who's the coach at Ulster at the moment? It is Dan McFarland, if I'm not mistaken. Unless they've changed in the last couple of months. Nice line win there from Glasgow. Nice for the front foot ball. I've just changed the channel by mistake. I meant to change the volume. Hey, go back to my channel. Why are you on cricket? This has gone terribly here. Right, Glasgow Warriors with possession. Richie Gray, it's a solid carry from him. A bit of space out wide for Glasgow if they want to use it. Tupeluto, he sort of ate up a bit of the space. The captain, Ryan Wilson, taking into contact. Also trying to hold him up, but Glasgow doing nicely to get inside some decent. They want some decent territory here. They're just beyond the 10-meter. Inside ball there from George Horn. Well read though. Oh, it's a massive, massive hit on Simon Bergen. Flat pass, bit of pressure under there on Carl Steyn, the former Greek was wing. So good defense from Ulster in the last couple of phases. Trying to pinging Glasgow back to their 10-meter line. Need someone to just get over the advanced line. No, I think they asked for a few blockers. It looks like George Horn will go to the boot here. He does go to the boot. Why is my clock stopped? Hey, work. It's a nice take there from Jacob Stockdale. No, they've lost it now. Glasgow have turned it over on the ground. Solid carry here. George Horn goes to Duncan Weir. Oh, a bit of kick through, but there. I'm not sure that was the right option. They almost had players out wide. Balakoon now, well, he's on a bit of a counter attack, looking for support. It comes in the form of Geordie Murphy, the captain, who's eventually brought down by George Horn on the halfway line. And now John Cooney sees a bit of space, tips over the top. Where will that ball roll? It's going to go too far, roll into touch. Nice idea with nobody back, but just far too much on the kick there from John Cooney. So, but that's much better from Glasgow Warriors. First time they've had some decent possession, and they looked quite good with it, actually. I'm not quite sure why they kicked ahead. I don't think that was the right option, to be honest. Well, time off, which allows me to catch my breath a little bit. I didn't even have time to get some water. So it's been a frantic time over here. But now we can sort of settle in. Now we can settle in. Now, this is the part of the URC I'm excited about. Watching players we haven't really seen, learning the names, learning the unions, sort of seeing the sort of style of play they're all going to play and stuff like that. That's what makes this tournament so exciting, isn't it? It's sort of being exposed to a new brand of rugby, new venues of rugby, new everything really. Bulls play against Leicester tomorrow. Yep, and then Sharks, as Darren Best says, Sharks play Munster. Friday night rugby, eh? What a treat! What a treat! Right, time back on here. It will be a scrum for Glasgow Warriors, where he kicked the ball there, all out towards the halfway line. Must be about 2 or 3 minutes left in the. Still don't understand why Saracens is part of this competition. None of the English sides are. So that's the short answer. At the end of the day, they play their rugby in the Premiership, so they're not going to play this competition. This is replaced Pro 14 or Pro 12, I suppose, if you go back further enough. So Glasgow Warriors sort of chipping over the top. They're pinging Ulster back on their 22. Now going to the boot. Oh, that's a very, very nice take. Because a good big tackle in, but a very nice take there by Glasgow. I'm not quite sure who it was. It was the scrum. That's George Horn that took that very, very nice take out the air from there. And Glasgow, look, after being under the cosh the first 10 minutes, are responding quite well here. Toronto Cardiff 7, Connacht 3. Well, there we go. A bit of updates from the other game going on there. Solid carry there. It was Tom O'Toole. That's pretty strong carries here from Glasgow. Oh, a little kick and chase him behind. That's very, very well defended. Gifting possession where I'm not quite sure it was on. I mean, it's always nice to sort of try something a bit different, but right, McCloskey has now launched that very, very deep. Once again, it's George Horn, the man who is covering. Started quite well so far as the Glasgow scrum off. He puts the ball in the air to get a bit of a chaser. I think it's Rufus McLean that's chasing with him. McLean brings down Michael Lowry. Now, Billy Bird finds a bit of space, gets away from one, brought down on the halfway line. First sort of a bit of possession recently from Ulster, but it's a big counter ruck from Glasgow, and they've won possession back. Backwards is a bit of a hospital pass there to Duncan Weir. He then sees a bit of space. That's not a good kick. He's kicked that straight into touch. Well, Duncan Weir is a good signing for Glasgow. 30 cats for Scotland as the scrum as the fly up, but that's not a particularly good kick at all. Where are the BS, Stephen? I'm trying to sort of cut back. I think I had to have a conversation with myself. To be honest, I'll probably have some tomorrow. It's just been. I actually just didn't get them in the fridge. Is the honest answer. Actually, I know it's Heritage Day and stuff like that. Ate a lot of nice food. Didn't have a braai. It's coming on Sunday, but yeah, I'll get the beers out tomorrow. Knock on there from Ulster. Well, it's a really good response here from Glasgow after that yellow card. I really want to see Crusaders playing Saracens one day. Well, if we get that Club World Cup, then we'll have that. Yeah, so it's a knock on there from Ulster initially from the line out. So it will be a Glasgow scrum on the 10-meter line inside their own half on the right-hand side of the park. Imagine Bulls win tomorrow. It would be massive. If the Bulls win and the Sharks win, that would be even better. Well, George Hall, not too many options there. Eventually chipping it over the top. He's found a bit of space there, so he needs a good bounce. Stockdale's retreating. He'll launch us down with that big left boot of his. Right, now what can Glasgow do on the counter attack? It's Rufus McLean. Gets through the first couple of tackles, almost looking for an offload, but there's nobody available. Up to the 10-meter line here. Horn looking for some options, decides to go to the left. Bit of a standing start there from Uridaj, but eventually gets over the advantage line. No COVID in Scotland seems, well, technically this is an island, but yes. Stadiums are full this weekend. We should see quite a few people at the Viva tomorrow. Oh, it's been on the side here. He's still going. Oh, what a hit. Inside ball. Well, they're over. George Horner's gone over. What a carry from Tupaluto. Brilliant stuff there. Massive hit on him. I think it was against Badakoon there. Just shrugged the one off, looking for the inside ball. George Horn, who started really well here, provided the support, and Glasgow are over. What a try. Rishikova said, couldn't watch the last 5 minutes of the Lions. Did they pull through in the end? Yeah, 38 points to 26. After that sort of 26 points, the Lions actually decided to start playing flipping rugby for once. What a try this is, by the way. Eesh. Before Club World Cup, we need to sort an international season. Yeah, I agree. We need to sort a lot of calendars, I think, before we start looking at that kind of thing. But it is in the cards. I know it's in the cards. Well, to be fair, after starting pretty poorly, Glasgow have really turned things up in the last sort of 10 minutes. They should be back to a full contingent very soon. But to go down to 14 men after a penalty try and to actually score 5 points, well, you can't ask for much more, can you? Sean Farrell keeping us updated. Cardiff 7, Connacht 10. Looks like quite an interesting game. That's 17 points in the first 17 minutes. And everybody, please do go check out the URC table and check out who's at the top. The Lions are moving. We're moving. I don't know how long it'll last, but not a terrible kick from Duncan Weir, just putting it off to the left. Well, I mean, that's one way to do things with 14 men. To score a try like that, I mean, it's a fantastic carry from Tupaluto. Brilliant pickup from him. Going down the lane, bang! Cheers, Badakoon. He has to bring in McCloskey, who has to come and make that tackle, and that just leaves the space for George Horn, who gets the ball, and over he goes. That's a really nice try. Deep from Burns. And that's a very, very good kick chase. Well, that's a brilliant response from Ulster. It was a deep kick there from Burns. And then Jack Dempsey, who has to take it quite close to the touchline, is then bundled into touch. So Ulster have won a line out. And as a coach, it's quite frustrating when you score a try and you think, what a response. And then you can see the line out on the 22. But it's a brilliant chase from Badakoon, who has to atone for that mistake he made earlier, getting bounced off. Well, they've now won the line out almost. Well, Glasgow stole the line up there, and it was almost Rufus McLean would have found wondering there. But it's a line out steal there from Glasgow. So after being under pressure, that's an early mistake there from John Andrew, who started so well as the Ulster hooker. But that's a line out lost, and they do find touch a few meters further than 22, so they'll have another go. But that's a very nice line out steal from Glasgow. McLean there dealing with some messy ball. Right, so once again, John Andrew. Front of the line up there from Ulster, trying to get the rolling more going. Quite an early shove here from Glasgow. They do use it, Ulster. McCloskey will carry it up down the middle. Ooh, now they're going down the other side. Billy Burns seeing a bit of space, brings in Badakoon, who's got not a lot of people around him, a lot of Glasgow defenders ahead of him, and he's wrapped up by Jack Dempsey and Oh, and they've knocked it on. They've knocked it on of Ulster. Well, it's a very nice start to the game. If we can keep this sort of intensity, it's a really poor area there from Billy Burns. All right, so scrum in the middle of the park for Glasgow. It's a very big shove there from the Ulster front row. Well, it's a mistake there from Duncan Weir, who is taken back on 22 and he's found touch on the full, so allowed Ulster to get right back inside the 22. Not a particularly clean line-out win there from Ulster. And Glasgow have turned things around, turned things over. Well, I'll tell you what, they scored a very nice try. They're making Ulster work for their points, and that's a big turnover once again. So Brad Roberts, sorry, not blooming John Andrew, because looking at the wrong sheet here. Brad Roberts started off pretty well, but has now lost 2 throws in a row. So that'll be a bit of a red flag there for the coaching staff. We've got time off here. How do you make that background behind you? I've got a designer. Well, I've got a friend, a colleague that designs that helped me put this all together and stuff like that. Darren says, got to say, momentum is with Glasgow at the moment, definitely. Who are you supporting? Probably Glasgow. Yeah, I've always liked Scotland as a team. I like Ireland as well, but yeah, I'll probably like to see Glasgow do something here. I'm very much up for grabs. It's kind of a bit of an auction. Who deserves my support? You know, who deserves it? Darren says Ulster, Dwayne Burns going there, so fair enough. Good evening, Aiden. Hope you're well. Big scrum there from Ulster, but it is available for Glasgow as Tulupo carries strongly. Oh, Horn's kick is charged down, putting his side under a lot of pressure. And Ulster have turned it over. I don't know who it is that's dove in the ball, but that's a big turnover. Big mistake there from George Horn. Timony now carrying it up strongly. Burns inside ball to Brad Roberts. He's carried well so far as Brad Roberts. Sean ready now. Strong carry from him. Nick Timney not taking it in. Oh, and that's a very, very poor penalty. You can see right in front of the poles, not rolling as the call. And Glasgow discipline not particularly good there. Right, big decision time here for Ulster. Do they take the points? Do they go for they go with a bit of momentum and try to go for a try? I think taking the points is the smart option. And yeah, this all stems from George Horn's kick just not being charged down, putting him under a lot of pressure, unnecessary pressure as well. There's no need for that. Can you believe the Lions won their first game? Crazy, didn't think it would happen. Yeah, look, I mean, I kind of fancy us to do something. I didn't expect that first 30 minutes, though, to be fair. What a game, though. So what is the name of the French league where the teams play like Toulon? That's top 14. Lions were lucky in the end. Yeah, we were, but also, I mean, I think, you deserved winners after that first half performance, to be fair. But yeah, just terrible second half though. They need to sort that out. Right, Ulster have gone for the line. And they're going for all the 5 points here. And with them all like that, why not? Brad Roberts, well, he's over. Ulster hit back. That lonely maul, it's a bit like the zebra one. It looks like a very powerful weapon. And the Ulster have their second. They extend their lead. And it's been a fantastic start early on. 2 penalties he's missed has Brad Roberts, but he's carried very, very well. And he's gotten a try for his efforts. Is this rugby more interesting for you than Super Rugby? I mean, it's early stages. Very, very early stages. I think I'm more invested in this competition. I think that instead of just seeing Australian, New Zealand, and South African players being able to see players from all over the world, it's far more global. I mean, just from the fact that we're seeing Welsh players, Scottish players, Irish players, South African players, Italian players, obviously a lot of Argentinian players playing in the league as well. A couple of Australia, a couple of New Zealand. So it's far more global. And I think that's probably quite an attractive part for me to be able to learn more about, players over there as opposed to sort of being stuck in our southern hemisphere bubble. Decent times help too. Well, that's the thing. I'm to be honest, I didn't wake up for first kick of the match for John Cooney. Looks pretty good, straight down the middle. If I'm seeing Brumbies versus, I don't know, Western Force back in the day at 7 o'clock or whatever, I'm not waking up for that. I'm not getting up for that and putting it on. I don't really care. I wouldn't wake up for one of these games, but at the end of the day, 8:30, Ulster's playing Glasgow. Why wouldn't I watch? Tomorrow, at 2 o'clock, Benson versus Stormers. It's just so easy. You want to be able to sit and chill and watch sport. Go to the pub on a Friday night. We've got rugby to watch, so it's going to be so much easier to be able to get into this competition. So I'm a big fan of the move. I'm a big fan. They should make Provincial World Cup. It is in the talks. It's not messy restart there from Ulster. I know a lot of pressure. And they've won a penalty as Glasgow. Well, we speak about this all the time, isn't it? And there's no point scoring points and then immediately just conceding possession back. And that's what Ulster have just done. Messy clearance. I mean, restart. Very good pressure there. And it's the number 7, Rory Darce, 21-year-old. He gets over that ball and wins a penalty back for Glasgow. I don't know. I really like Super Rugby, but maybe that's because I grew up on it. But I'm very excited to see some new competition and see how we fare against the Northern Hemisphere teams. Please can we have a Cardiff update, right? Sean O'Farrell, if you're still around, Cardiff update, please. Thank you. Busy getting my right team sheet over here, which will help. All right, so Duncan Weir now will have a chance to try and pull things within 4 points. Go Glasgow. I like the Warriors. Yeah, look, they're so far, I must admit, they've got something about them that I'm enjoying seeing. A nice jersey as well. Also watching the Ryder Cup in the background. There's just so much sport this weekend. The South African domestic T20s kicked off down here. There's cricket to watch. There's rugby to watch. There's Premier League tomorrow night. It's a dream, right? What can he do? Can he split the poles? He does split the poles. 8 points there for Glasgow. Nice way to sort of hit back. There we go. There is our trusty score update from Sean O'Farrell. Cardiff 7, Connacht 10. Jan says in that 2007 Super Rugby final was probably the best chance the Sharks blew to win that Super Rugby. Yeah, I mean, I get what Aiden's saying in terms of like growing up in Super Rugby. I just kind of fell out of love with it. I kind of stopped. I kind of just stopped caring, I suppose. And I think a lot of it was, especially because I grew up playing sport on a Saturday, which means that by the time you get home after sport, you've got maybe 2 matches to watch on a Saturday night, and it's difficult to really enjoy a tournament when that's all you watch. This is a very good exit play here from Glasgow. A couple of phases. Now it goes back to Duncan Weir in the pocket. Looks like a decent touch finder from the direction of that ball. It is right by the halfway line. They will take it quickly. Michael Lowry throws it in towards Billy Burns. Now Stockdale is brought down the halfway line. Greg Jones carrying it up strong. Sorry, there's Timony. All space on the outside. McCloskey's down through. Inside ball. Doesn't find a man. Well, if he went to hand, it was try time. And it's Johnny Matthews who's cleaning up, but Ulster have won a penalty. Very, very big intervention there. It was almost try time for Ulster. It was a brilliant breakdown on the left there from McCluskey. And if that pass went to hand, I think we were in for try time. They're just drawing the men in. 1, 2, 3, boom. McCluskey knows he's at the pace. Got Cooney on the inside. The ball doesn't go down to hand, but they do win a penalty. The first thing else to do is kick it into the corner. So they've got one thing on their mind, and that is maximum points. I'm enjoying the cricket, says Aiden. I saw it was a very good game between the Lions and the whatever the Western Province are called today at the moment. I'll go and catch the highlights later. Bianca says Glasgow don't really win away games. Well, then I'm even more in for them today if that's the case. That looks like a much better line there from Ulster. The rolling maul's been effective. Well, it's a very messy maul. Oh, he's come through the middle there, and the Glasgow Warriors player's got his hands all over the ball, so I don't think they'll be able to recycle that with Glasgow. Very well defended. Very well defended. Rory Dodge, I'll tell you what. 21, I don't know actually if it was him. Having said that, who was it? I don't think it is Dodge. Aiden said, yeah, it's true. I'll be stuck at school on Saturdays and miss like half the games of Super Rugby. Frustrating, really. Yeah, I think that's probably what's sort of preventing me really getting into it. It's just not being able to watch. Oh, so he's come off the wing. It's Carl Steyn. Ah, you're a South Africanism for you, eh? Yeah, so I think now it's so easy. You've got no excuse not to watch this tournament. If you're in the pub on a Saturday afternoon, you're watching this tournament. If you're at home on a Saturday afternoon, Friday night, you've got this to watch. There's no excuse not to watch most of the games. Sunday as well. So it's a very easy tournament to consume. And I think once we get the European Challenge Cup going and the Champions Cup, then these games get more relevant. Even watching, I don't know, let's say Benetton versus a Montpellier in the Challenge Cup or something like that. Even then, you'd be like, oh, cool, well, I'm going to watch Benetton. I know some of those players and stuff. So there's more teams to be invested in to know about. It's a very frantic exit play from Glasgow, but Duncan Weir does manage to get it away. Jacob Stockdale's underneath it, building up a bit of pace. Big hit from him and eventually brought down. Cooney goes to Burns. A big carry from Greg Jones, number 6 for Ulster. Now the big prop, Andrew Warwick, 112 kgs. Into contact there. It's available for Cooney once again. Burns decides to give it to Timoney. We've seen him as a major ball carrier so far early stages here. Now thought about going towards the right, gave it ball to the right. McCluskey decides to straighten. That's a big hit. I think it's Duncan Weir that makes that initial hit. Almost gets bounced off, but manages to hold on to a leg. Inside ball there from Ulster to O'Connor. Doesn't really make too much progress. Time off. Got a bit of an injury here. That's not good to see at all. It's a head injury. I think it's to Duncan Weir as well. It was a massive hit from him off Stuart McCluskey. Glasgow dressed up like the Bulls in the old days, if you notice. It's nice colours, isn't it? It is nice colours. Jaguars are so proud to be good in Super Rugby. They're technically the entire Pumas team. Yeah, look, they did all eventually leave, but it was the case. Well, John Cooney is going off here. I don't know if it's an HIA. I think he's going to go down the tunnel, so I think that could be the case. No, it doesn't actually. I think he's off. So Jamie Dobie's on the 20-year-old. I mean, not Jamie Dobie. I'm looking at the wrong team sheet again. It's Nathan Doku. He's the 19-year-old. I was about to say they're both the young scrum halves, the reserve scrum halves today. Just his third cap for Ulster. He's on the park and will have a good 15 minutes to play. And Duncan Weir is also going to leave the park, I think probably for an HIA, which means that Ross Thompson, the 22-year-old, is on. So 2 changes so far for both sides. 2 very young players on in their stead. Right, well, first contribution here from Methodokes to feed into the line out. Oh, that's a bit of a messy offload. Eventually does fall to Stockdale, takes into contact and loses it into contact. Honey Nussel, SCT stand no chance against this kind of teams. Well, we don't know, do we? We'll see tomorrow. I think it's a big call to say we stand no chance when we've never played against them. So I think it's a knock on there from Ulster is the final decision here. So it will be a scrum to Glasgow Warriors, who are hanging in there under a lot of pressure. Stormers of Benetton. I don't know. It's not a particularly first string Benetton side. They're missing quite a few players. A lot of Argentinian internationals. Quite a few players out. Likes of Noe, Nation Bricks. Look, similarly, the Stormers obviously missing a couple players as well. So I don't know really where that's going to go. But Dylan will be making his debut on the channel. While we saw him on Thursday, he'll be doing his first watch along tomorrow. So I hope you guys will go and support him in the comments. Decent scrum there from Glasgow. And now George Horn will kick this nice and deep. He needs a couple of runners. He's going for distance there. Looks like a decent kick chase as well. Stockdale just sort of playing a bit of a tactical game. Does find touch. Throws it in. And they've kept it alive here at Glasgow. My stream has paused, so I'm not entirely sure what's that. Oh, they've got actually a bit of space down the left here. Down to the left boot. And Lowry, under a bit of pressure, has to sort of boot his way down. He doesn't find touch, though. So Horn will go back inside. Well, we've already seen how good Tupoloto has been so far. He takes it up to the line himself. He's a big tackle there from Lowry. Now inside ball. It's a strong carry there for Simon Bergen. Sorry, Scott Cummings, the man I meant to say. George Horn thought about kicking and then goes himself. He's very isolated, gets away from one. Thankfully, he got a bit of support there. Penalty to Glasgow for offside. Well, there we go. That'll be a nice opportunity to get themselves into decent territory. Hunt said his life sucks. About 2 weeks before the first game that the Box played against Aussies Arjima, the Box have beaten them 54-7, but in reality, the Box lost both matches. Matthew Dixon says, honestly worried about the SA national team. I think we need those matches against the Kiwi and Oz teams. If we had 4 up playing this and 4 playing South would be ideal. I mean, I would be a big ask trying to get 8 teams sorted. But I think let's wait and see. Yeah, it's going to, you can only sort of make the call after about 2 years, really, 2 or 3 years in this competition. I think once we start playing European Challenge Cup and stuff like that, we'll see the benefits. I mean, you're only playing against some of the best players in the world. And you're playing more games against them. Super Rugby, you're only playing 4 games against New Zealand sides, whereas United Rugby Championship, you've got Leinster, Munster, you've got an Ospreys, you've got some, you're playing Glasgow Warriors, you're playing Scottish international players. Plus, when you add the Challenge Cup and stuff like that, you could be playing a Toulouse, a Montpellier, a Saracens, a Sale Sharks, Harlequins and all the likes. So I think overall, I think we will play better quality throughout the tournament and different conditions, which I think is the biggest sort of benefit. Who do you want to win, Bulls or Leinster? Probably Bulls. Decent lineup there. Decent carry there from Sam Johnson as well. Glasgow on the 22. Now Rory Dodge. Oh, he's still going as Dodge. Started off very well so far as the youngster. But rolling is the call, so gifting a penalty away. They've been quite strict on the rolling and the breakdown so far, the referees, in both the game before this as well as this game. Blues Connacht game is picking up. I don't think they're technically the Blues anymore. Isn't it just Cardiff Rugby? I mean, I know who you're talking about, but I think that they might have rebranded for the season. I'm sure Sean O'Farrell, if he's still around, will give us a score update. What a putt that is. Oh, Rory McIlroy coming through for Team Europe. Do you think the Bulls stand a chance or going to get smashed? Look at the quality Leinster side. It really, really is a quality Leinster side. I think the Bulls will be competitive, though. I don't know. I'm very interested to see. I think tomorrow will be a big leveler for where we are ahead of some of the other sides. Right, I'll still quick them out to the 10-meter line, and it's another pretty poor round there from Brad Roberts. So it's turnover ball for Glasgow. They've got numbers out wide if they want to use it. Pass out wide. Goes to, I think it's a stay in there, carries into contact. On his knees there, pops the ball up. Oh, it's a big hit there from Johnny Matthews. Bounces off the tackle, keeps going. Nice continuity here from Glasgow. Sam Johnson now straightening. Not the tallest man, Sam Johnson, but it started off quite positively when he's had ball in hand. George Horn looking for some quick ball. Cummings there, coming off a bit of a run-up. Well met in the tackle here. Thompson giving it to Dodge, the youngster. Ulster defense looking pretty solid, trying to sort of get past that 10-meter line. And they've once again been driven back here to Glasgow, so struggling to get past the gain line so far. So I need somebody to get past the gain line here. They do ask Brathire to do it. Now nothing on, so I think Thompson goes to that. Well, that's a very nice kick if it's going to run out. And it's a very good kick chase as well. He's not found touch there, so a bit of a counter-attack coming here from Cole Falls. What's he going to do? Puts his head down. Glasgow, just before he had the 10. Ooh, a little dab in behind. Billy Burns is almost some of that forward. Almost a big stuff up there. If you hadn't gathered that, it would have been a scrum for Glasgow in the 22. Ooh, that's a big call from the referee. He says that he knocked it on, hit the play, and then regathered it. So it will be a scrum for Glasgow on the 22. It's an intelligent kick here from the Horn. And Billy Burns fumbling. Ooh, I don't know if it does come off the play. We'll have to see it in slow-mo. So, boom, up there. Ooh, it almost looks like a bit of a harsh call. Aiden says, Sam, I honestly think we need to stick to our guns and how we play. However, we play the aerial game, we need to make our tackles, and that's what let us down against Oz. Agreed. I really want to see Cardiff Blues versus New Zealand Blues and Sale Sharks versus SDS Sharks, but that won't happen. Honey now says, Lions were so good, way better than Zebra, but the condition got them in the end, so I'm afraid it's going to happen to Bull Sharks and Stormers. Wow. We'll know in this time tomorrow, I suppose. Wallabies are only good because they use New Zealand coach. Having a look, yeah, it does come off the head. It's a very good call. It's a very good call. It comes off the head of Rooster McLean, so it is a knock on there from Billy Burns. So Glasgow Warriors will restart. A couple minutes before half time. They're 6 points down. They've got a very attacking scrum here, right on the 22. Basically, whatever you need to do, you need to get Tupalutu back into the side because he's looked very, very dangerous with the ball in hand. Time back on. Let's go. Glasgow Warriors literally on the 22 on the far left-hand side. So they've got the full width of the field to work with, do Glasgow. Let's see what they can conjure up. New advantage there. Ooh, inside ball. McLean almost managing to exploit it. Oh, that's a big, big tackle. They'll go back for the penalty. Stockdale coming up his line and making a huge hit. And an important contribution, but there was a penalty advantage, so he will go back for the penalty. Losing the bind is the call. Imagine Dwayne Vermeulen against Bulls and Dale Lindy against the Stormers. Well, we won't obviously see... in fact, we might actually. No, I think Stormers play Munster next weekend, don't they? We will see it eventually. But, yeah, no. Well, it's like every time we play against the bloody Bulls, we've got half a Lions squad playing for them. They've gone for the corner, have Glasgow. They're throwing the ball around here, are the Warriors. I'm enjoying that. Imagine doing from America becomes a Springbok. Will never happen. Interesting to see if he would have if he had stayed. Oh, it's a bit of a messy line-out win there, but they've won it back because I'll tell you what, Jack Dempsey managed to steal a couple of meters there. The ball is available, pick up and go. Oh, and it pops up to the side. It's a big turnover there from Doak. I think it's a knock-on from Ulster. I'm not quite sure what the call is here. It is a Glasgow put into the scrum, so a bit of a messy situation, but not the worst result. They will have a scrum on the 5 meter as the time does run up for first half. Last some fan is wearing a Lions jersey at the Cardiff and Connacht game. I might know that fan. In fact, I think he's at home. Up the Lions. I've got a mate who's in, I think he's in Belfast. In fact, I've got no idea where he is. Actually, no, I don't think he's over there. Well, preach that person. Honey's Boxy to win by more than 8 tomorrow, and with 3 more tries, are going to be impossible. Well, if they win by 3 more tries, you should have more than 8. Look, I mean, it is pretty much mission impossible. But hey, what's the worst that can happen? Have a go. Right, the time is up for half, so this will be the last play of the half. Can Glasgow Warriors run in a try before? Dempsey goes off the back. He's making the tackle by Sean Reedy and Billy Burns. Scrappy ball. Dodge is driven back there. Solid K from the number 7. Now the captain, Wilson, carrying it up. Not rolling his number 6 there. But doesn't concede a penalty advantage. Now Simon Bergen taking into contact. I think there might be an advantage, you know. Now to Wilson. Very good defense so far from Ulster, but Glasgow is still running the phases. Yeah, there was a penalty advantage. So we'll go back for the penalty. Well, Ulster under the cosh here, and if Glasgow can keep milking this, they might be able to sort of get somebody in the bin here. Good defense so far, but Glasgow keep going through the phases, keeping out the pressure. It's what you want to see. It's what you want to see. Are the TMOs making... Ooh, they're gone quickly. You have Glasgow tap and go through Johnny Matthews. They're keeping in the forwards here, Glasgow. Oh, looked like quite quick off the line there. We'll probably have a pick up and go here from Glasgow. Ulster reorganizing their defense. Keeping it very tight here at the moment. McCloskey nice to leave it. Horn goes back. Thompson in the pocket has to go himself. There wasn't too many options on. Can they retain it? Oh, they've got a penalty advantage. Getting the penalty. Oh, he can't get the ball down. They've got a penalty advantage here to Glasgow, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to recycle this ball. It is available. Tryline Fever. Smith goes himself. Staying. He's over. Well, Glasgow hit back. After all that pressure, after all that patience, and just wearing down the defense, and Johnny Matthews on the brink of half time hits back for Glasgow, and they'll go in with a try to their name. And if Duncan Weir knocks us over, they'll go in with a 1-point lead. What a little passage of play there from Glasgow, just relentless in attack. Ulster defense, they're making a lot of tackles, but just couldn't. I mean, it was Steyn that went initially. Always being a bit ambitious. You need a hooker to do this job, and he picks up and goes. He goes underneath the tackle of Greg Jones. And Glasgow get a reward for their patience. So conversion to come, 14 points to 13. It will be half time after this. Sorry, it will be obviously Ross Thompson who's on. Just 22 years old. He looks about 5. First kick of the match, that left boot. Struck it well. Struck it down the middle. And Glasgow go into the half-time with a 1-point lead. Well, we would have thought that after the start that Ulster had, putting Glasgow under a lot of pressure. But we've done it. Well, they've done it so far. Have Glasgow stayed in the contest. They did very well when they went down to 14 men to stay composed and actually score a very nice try. They scored another try. So half-time score at the Ulster Stadium is in the Kingspan is 14 points to 15 in favor of Glasgow. We're going to take a short break and then we'll come back for the rest of the match. Please do smash like on the video in the meantime and subscribe to the channel as well. Honey Nelson says, are you happy with the lines? I'm not really. I'm ecstatic. A bonus point victory. Yes, we had a really bad lapse. But at the end of the day, we got a bonus point victory. I wouldn't have backed us to have had that. So, yeah, of course, I'm going to be very happy with that effort. And I'm hoping that we'll learn from that bit of that poor passage of play. But, yeah, we look back at that game and we'll see a bonus point victory, and that's all that matters. We'll see you guys in a few. We're back. Apologies. The game has gotten back underway. Apologies for being a little late. You score my scoreboard out. Just forgot to fill my water bottle up as I was about to jump back down. What a fantastic start for Ulster. Pinned Glasgow right back in the beginning. Let's get this clock going again. We are 35 seconds in. It's a brilliant regather, isn't it? It's a pretty poor mistake from Glasgow. But I see there's a substitution for Ulster, which we kind of probably expected with the line of difficulties of the first half. They have brought in Rob Herring, who's got 22 games for Ireland, a South African-born hooker. Decent line out there from Glasgow. Nice strong carry from Jack Dempsey as well. Trying to open up a bit of an angle. I'll go to the comments right now. Let's just sort of wait for. Hopefully he finds touch here. George, want to do me a favor and find touch, and I can catch up, which he does oblige. Right, where are we? Where are you from, by the way? I'm from Johannesburg. Good old Josie. Toronto Ferris is half-time. Cardiff 14, Connacht 13. So we've got 2 1-point games, apparently. And he's also from Josie. Says not really. I think the first half was a good show from us, but I think you're right in saying we were not fit enough. Well, it's a good from Ulster and Doak there under a little bit of pressure. The Glasgow line coming up quickly. Didn't have too many options. Had to go himself. But Ulster on the front foot. McCloskey carrying it up strongly. Big carry there from Sean Reddy. Now going towards the left of Ulster. Billy Burns bringing in Jacob Stockdale. Getting up to the 22. Quick ball here from Doak. Billy Burns looking for a runner. It eventually comes in the form of replacement Michael Kearney, who's on for Sam Carter. And a penalty to Ulster. Right in a very kickable position. That'll be the perfect way to start. Rory Dodge there, just being sort of stuck in a position. So Ed was saying we need to make sure that New Zealand gets absolutely no bonus points or any points. And even if we do that, we'll be only be tied New Zealand. Don't know if they'll go to. No, so it's not points difference. It's head-to-head, basically. So because by virtue of us having beaten them, we'll actually win the Rugby Championship. So if we do beat them twice with the bonus point, they don't get a bonus point, we will win the Rugby Championship. Matthew Dix says, wonder how SA-born internationals could be come up against a lot. Right, Ulster on the 5 meter. They decided not to go for points. They've gone for the corner again. They've been going for the try the entire evening. Whether it's been a good or a bad decision, well, we have to wait and see. Rob Herring controlling things at the back, breaks off, bounced off one, but eventually brought down. So Roddy Moore not working that time. Oh, it's a big hit on Kearney. That's a solid run there. Ulster getting very close up to the try line. Need a bit of composure. That's very well played. So, and it's Marty Moore, the tight end, and all he did was just back into the contact road and then twisting the tackle to place it. So Ulster hit back very, very early in the second half with a try of their own, going up to 19 points to 15. I mean, they started off well with that contestable kick, and they've just rode that momentum. The hit and spin there from the good old tight head. Good stuff there from Ulster. Very nice way to start the half. Na, 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 na. Who would have thought a song with one lyric would be so catchy? Entire years. Na 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 na. Ulster back in front, and after this, it's literally I gotta get 2 more videos out, and it's bedtime because tomorrow morning, 8:15, we are live. So that versus New Zealand should be an absolute belter even. And we're going to try and get 7,500 subscribers tomorrow. That is the goal. That is the game. So if you are subscribed and you're watching now, please could you just subscribe, turn the notifications as well. Well, Doka's on and will be taking over the kicking duties as well. Billy Burns got some running repairs with his boot. Ed says, thanks to you. Was wondering how they would work. Yeah, so it goes. I think eventually points difference comes in, but it's like one of the last things. But it is more head-to-head. They basically, if you are tied, it goes to how many games you guys won, the 2 teams that are tied. So it is all head-to-head. Pray for the box tomorrow. It's a very nice kick from Doak. Well, I'll tell you what. 19 years old. Doesn't look like he's a deer in headlight. That's a phenomenal kick from the youngster. Well, not phenomenal, but given his age, given the occasion, very, very nice kick from him. It's amazing, the Lions scored and I'm in a good mood. The Box might lose tomorrow, which might be put in a bad mood, but hey, we'll just have to roll the punches, won't we? Right, 21 points to 15. Ulster back in the lead. Deep restart there from Thompson. McConney there going up and getting it. The replacement they're on for Ulster. What time are the Boks playing tomorrow? 9:05. So same time as last week. So it can take there from Glasgow on the halfway line. Quick ball to Thompson. Solid carry there from from Scott Cummings. Now they go to the boot, do Glasgow. Stockdale underneath it. He's a big unit there, Stockdale. Inside, that's a very nice bit of footwork there from Lowry. Now going down the side. McCloskey's looking for an offload. And he threw it straight into a Glasgow player. And it was knocked backwards was the case. So it's a bit poor for McCloskey. Gifting possession back to Glasgow. It was a nice sort of break down the left. No, it's just a knock on. I was about to say, I don't think, you can't give a yellow card for that. It wasn't a deliberate knockdown at all. A dangerous run down the left-hand side there from Ulster. You can see a ball in one hand, looking for that one offload. And I think it's Thompson that comes off the line here to try and make the thing. It's a genuine attempt. It is a genuine attempt. In fact, he almost knocks it backwards. Just a very strong carry there from McCloskey. My dad will have to wake me up again. Sachin says this Cardiff game is also good. It looks like it. 1-point game at half time. That's a nice game. It's a nice game to watch. I'll tell you what's nice. This flipping chair which keeps collapsing on me. I have flipping massive thighs and massive calves by the end of the weekend at this stage. So scrum, it's available at the back there. They go to Doak, who then brings in McCloskey. Started run by him. He's brought down by George Horn. That's a very nice run there. It's a very nice angle there from Ryan Wilson. No, it's not Ryan Wilson. From Greg Jones. Billy Burns going out wide. Good take there. And Lowry just coming inside. Now the number 17 on, as Eric O'Sullivan has come on for Ulster. Going towards the left. Kick over the top from Billy Burns. And it takes up for Stockdale. He gets the ball away from Jack Dempsey. Nick Timoney will go over. That is a brilliant try. A bit of ingenuity there from Billy Burns. The ball over the top, and it just bounced perfectly. Well, Ulster, that's the start you want to make. 2 quick-fire tries after half-time in the first 10 minutes. Methodist says, I can't wait for the end of next season. Sharks, URC champions and Champions Cup champions. I don't even think we're going to be in the Champions Cup at this stage. Not a confirmation just yet. Jan says, Fair Sports, think back now. Remember 2012 when England battered the All Blacks at Twickenham 38-21, while England took away New Zealand's time and space, and that's what the Boks have to do tomorrow. Look, I think we know what we have to do. We've done it before. We beat them before. We know what the recipe is. Just do we have the ingredients and can we put it all together? Ulster title to win this competition, yeah. Well, it's more Leinster. Leinster are sort of the team to beat, but Ulster a good side. They're a good side. Munster were in last season's final. That was Munster versus Leinster. So those are the two that you want to be beating. Well, Doak has just slotted that as well. So the 19-year-old scrum was having an absolute ball of a time. It's brilliantly done here. Stockdale, the ball was perfectly for him. He gets the offload away to Nick Timoney very quickly. And Ulster, it's a perfect start. It's a perfect start. And already well ahead of Glasgow. It's a big, big mountain to climb. Go deep towards Greg Jones off the kickoff there. And they've won a penalty of Glasgow for holding on. So that's really done well. But McLean has come away from that, clutching his shoulder. He doesn't look happy at all. There's a substitution for Glasgow, replacement at hooker. We've got Jamie Barty on for Johnny Matthews, 16. Fraser Brown, who is got 52 caps for Scotland. So I mean, what a player to be bringing on. So much experience in the Glasgow shirt as well. Going for the corner of Glasgow, obviously chasing the game, can't really go for the 3-pointer. Right, Fraser Brown's first contribution, and he does find his man, Richie Gray. That goes down the short side. They've knocked it on of Glasgow, so butchered that one. Tom O'Toole, the one all over that ball there. Ulster winning it back. Doak going to, it was Sam Carter, replacement, Michael Kenny. Now Doak just bringing the ball back. Getting with the space. 19-year-old will go to the boot. Brings in the box kick, looking for touch, and it's a decent touch find. A nice extra play there from Ulster. Not out of the woods yet. It's on the 22. But it was a bit of a messy line-up there from Glasgow. Tried to go sort of short. Didn't really end up working. But in fact, they're actually still inside the 22. So still very much an attacking line-out for Ulster. That's a much better win. There goes to his captain, Ryan Wilson. Here comes Ronnie Moore from Glasgow. So pretty well set. Pretty well set. Through the middle. He's going to have to use that. Horn's definitely trying to get the ball away. He does get it. Thompson goes himself. It's quite a nice little start here, the young fly half. No, it was Horn that carried it there. It's Thompson getting the ball away. Desperately trying to get that ball down. Available. It is available. Oh, it looked offside from there. Also, the two props were up very quickly there. I mean, they're props. They couldn't have been that quick up there. Oh, that's a nice carry there. This is very good continuity here from Glasgow. Now, Rory Dodge. Oh, he slips to one tackle, makes some good meters. Nick Timoney all over that ball, but loses footing. Quick ball. Thompson. Staying. Cuts inside. Oh, Staying gets driven to the ground. Horn now going. I think that's Fraser Brown who carried that. They've got a penalty advantage to Glasgow as well. Bit of a roll the dice. They've got numbers. Straightening there. Ryan Wilson at scrum off goes to Thompson. Tupalutu goes himself. Still going, running at a bit of an angle there was Cole Forbes, who's well wrapped up. Pick up and go from Jack Dempsey. Getting up to the 5-meter line. This is a good continuity from Glasgow. The replacement tight head. That's Murray McCullum, who picks up and goes. That's a very nice carry there as well. Desperately getting there, just slowly and surely. Now Fraser Brown is a bit sort of stagey, been driven back. Big tackle there from Tom O'Toole. And George Horn's wrapped up in the tackle. I don't know if they've still got a penalty advantage. We'll go back to Fraser Brown. This time, not with a standing start, and we'll make it, doesn't really make a meter, but it's a solid carry from him. That's a big hit on Jack Dempsey, but he does retain possession. Good continuity. I'd love to know how many phases we're going through here. Oh, that's a very nice carry. I think that's Rory Dodge. Pick up and go again from Glasgow. So it's really good from them. They're back within the 5 meters. Thompson. Stayed. Well, they'll go. Surely they'll go over. Oh! I don't know if he's gone over. He couldn't. Yeah, shame. He's a bit groggy there as Rufus McLean. He's been absolutely taken apart on the ground. Well, I don't know what this is, but if this is a try, it's a great effort. If it's not a try, it's an even better effort. We're going to have a look. They went out wide. They had the space, but it quickly closed for Rufus McLean. And then on the ground, the first tackle he gets away from, and before he can manage to sort of get up in place, he gets absolutely smoked. I mean, just a little sitting duck. You're lying on the floor, desperately trying to turn the tackle. And so he gets away from Stockdale, makes a very good tackle, and he's then trying to place, and geez, like it. That is a phenomenal tackle from James Hume. I don't think he hasn't grounded this. That is pretty phenomenal from James Hume there. I mean, he's right there. He just needs to try and... Shame, he gets absolutely collected on the ground here, does McLean. But I think he's prevented the try. There's no grounding there. I think there was still a penalty advantage. I don't know if they'd lost it. But, yeah, I mean, jeepers. I mean, just dive on a guy on the ground. It's a bit harsh, isn't it? Ow! Oof, he gets absolutely smoked. Bruce McLean is going to be very groggy after that. No. Oh! So he's about to replace it. I mean, it's a hand in the face. It looks like a knee to the body. Penalty try and a yellow card. They're saying he's diving on. Lord, you can't lead with a knee like that. Yes, if it wasn't for the ball, he's getting absolutely knocked out there. So it looks like another penalty try. That's weird. There are 2 penalty tries in the game. When do we see 2 penalty tries in the game? Yeah, penalty try. Well, that's one way to hit back. So Glasgow got up to 22 points and Ulster are a man down. Stay was knocked out. He couldn't place well. It was actually McLean. McLean stays in the other wing. He's in the number 14. There's Kyle. I love that. Cardiff 21, Connacht 13. Well, there we go. So the Welsh side off to a decent start for the looks of it. But in this game, Ulster are down to 14 men. I think it's the right decision. I mean, he's a sitting duck here. And as he's about to do it, to lead with the knee, diving in like that, it doesn't look good, does it? I mean, it's difficult in terms of how do you defend that. But that's just dangerous. I mean, he's a sitting duck and he gets absolutely smoked. So penalty try, 28 points to 22. Very, very big 10 minutes ahead. Very big 10 minutes ahead. Well, the decision's not a popular one. A lot of booing coming in from the crowd. Very solid take off the restart there. I think it was Richie Gray. So Glasgow needs to make this count now. They got 6 points to try and make up. A man in the bin for Ulster. Horn, first thing he does is go very high. It's contestable, bounces back towards Glasgow. Rory Dodge has been very good. Now running the hands. Not sure that was the right decision, but he steps away from the contact. I think it's Sam Johnson with the ball. Yeah, it is. Horn will go back into the pocket, and Thompson will pump this down. Spotting a bit of space out down towards the left. Now McElroy will try and respond with a bit of counter-attack. He runs straight into Murray McCullum, and that's probably the last person you want to run into. Now Ulster going down the right. Haven't seen much of Batakoon in the second half. Gets towards the touch line. Brings inside. It's a big carry there. I think it's Tom O'Toole. Now Dirk's going to slow things down. He's going to go to the boot chase. He's got a couple of winning chases. Goes very high. This will be a big tester for Steyn. Well, that's a brilliant take. I don't think it was Steyn in the end there, but that's a fantastic take. So Glasgow Warriors have won it back on their 10-meter. A bit of a hospital pass there. So Glasgow Warriors pinned further back inside their own half. Long kick there from George Horn. Lots of time there for Michael Lowry to decide what he wants to do. and he kicks it into touch. Well, despite all the time in the world, kicking into touch is a big mistake, and he's allowed Glasgow Warriors a set piece inside their half. No, you can't take it quickly yet, chaps. Right, where we go. Let's go Glasgow. Can't off the pace. Met an Irish goal once. Tomorrow the Box have to stand in a V for victory against the All Blacks, like England did in the World Cup semi-final. Yeah, they're going to get flipping fined and shit. Well, a couple of changes there. Glasgow Warriors have put on Jamie Dobie, who's 20 years old. And Addison has come on for Balakoon, who didn't do too much in the second half. Was start of possession. Right, time is off, and I can update my clock to where we are, which is there. Our time is back on. Solid win there from Glasgow. And Rory Dodge, once again, always seems to have the ball and a bit of extra time on it. Up to the 10-meter line there. Big carry there from Fraser Brown. Big tackle on him from Eric O'Sullivan. Stepping inside there was that he can't do. Stop doing that. Why do players do that? This whole cornering in the ground. We saw Evan Hetzmith do it. It's just so pointless. You've made a decent carry. And why must you roll? Just flip in place and recycle it. And all you've done is just give the possession right back to Ulster. Such a big opportunity, and it's just gone wasted. Poor. Very, very poor. Time is off once again. Quite a stop-start in the last couple of minutes. Steve, now realistically, what are the other SA franchises' chance coming away with a week 1 win? I think Stormers have got a decent chance. I think Benton are missing a lot of players. After that, it's a big ask. That Leinster side is proper, so I don't really see the Bulls getting a win, and I think Sharks much the same against Munster. It's a very decent side. I think the Stormers have a decent chance because Benton are missing so many players. I think they've got 3 or 4 debutants tomorrow. Still a decent side, a lot of international experience there. But I think that's our best chance for a win tomorrow is Stormers. Right, Billy Burns with ball in hand. We'll pump this ball downfield. It finds touch pretty much halfway between the 10-meter and the 22. Time is, of course, back on. Sharks play like they did in the final. They're getting thumped. Yeah, I mean, Sharks has been a side which have been very inconsistent. Sometimes they played well. Sometimes they played terribly. We don't really know what Sharks side's going to pitch up tomorrow. I think that's probably the biggest issue. So we'll see, I suppose. We shall see. Decent throw in there from Rob Herring. The lines have been a lot better since he's come on. Decent running more from the start as well. Well, they're running the hands there, but it's a horrendous pass there, and it's been jumped upon by Glasgow. So a very big area there from Ulster. All of a sudden, Glasgow on the attack. Thompson, has a kick chance down. Or he's just come on. It's Addison going all the way. Oh, he's come up short. But the ball, the follow-out play, well, Doak can't do anything wrong. They've awarded it. Well, cheapers, how's that for a passage of play? Ulster over. It's the 19-year-old Doak. Goodness me. I mean, it was a horrible pass from Ulster initially. Glasgow dumped on it quickly, and then Thompson trying to sort of pin them back, saw a bit of space. The kick over the top there was charged down by Addison. He gets there. Thompson is chasing him down. Eventually gets the ball, loses contact. Thompson heads, but he managed to pop the ball up. And Doak, who's been absolutely everywhere, now he'll probably convert his own try. He gets tried for his efforts. This is a brilliant showing from the 19-year-old scrum half. I mean, he just can't do anything wrong at the moment. Well, we saw how Glasgow went down to 14 men and managed to score tries. Well, Ulster have just done the exact same thing. Yep, no issues there from Doug. 35 points to 22, and Ulster, yeah, look, they're turning on the heat now. I mean, that's just a very fortuitous one. Really poor kick from Thompson. But you got to take them whenever they can come. And they've got, at the end of the day, they've gone down to 14 minutes and they scored a try. So, look, 13 points, 20 minutes to go. Well in the driving seats here, Ulster. Dan says, rest in peace, Glasgow Warriors. Aiden says, the Sharks are currently like the French, hot and cold. Do you know which team is going to pitch? Yeah, precisely. Very good analogy, that one. Right, now, Doug, we'll look to kick it deep off the restart after securing possession from Ulster. They kick it very high and very contestable. And he's offside as Ryan Wilson. He shouldn't have played. He waited for it and then realized he was offside. So that's a poor penalty concede. So, unfortunately, after staying in the match for a large part of the Glasgow Warriors is falling apart a little bit down here. Right, Ulster get themselves between the 10 metre and the 22. What can they conjure up from the set piece? They go short. They go short to Ulster, and it's well read by Glasgow. Then I'll go to the placement, Kearney. Well, some more. They managed to hold up Eric O'Sullivan. Have Glasgow. Now it's gone down. And they've turned it over with Glasgow. Good defense there. Good defense. That basically goes left. Did you make that Lions Zebra video during the match break, Steve? Yep, that was when it was done. That's why I was a little bit late here. Actually, I update my clock. I'm about 15 seconds behind the action. So as a Glasgow feed deep inside their own half. Right, 17 minutes left between Ulster and Glasgow. Ulster very much in the driving seat, 13 points ahead. Despite being down a man down, Glasgow really haven't managed to have capitalized on their opportunities. So they'll regret that try there was a sort of blow to the chest. I mean, 38 points, 22, 6 points behind with the man down. You're thinking we can actually do something, yeah. So to score a try on the counter like that after a kick down is criminal, really. So a scrum there. Now Glasgow running down the end there. Goes to Stain. Stain's going away from one. Stain's down the right-hand side here. A lot of work to do. Big tackle made. Glasgow up to the 22. Quick ball there. Jack Dames with a solid carry. Quick ball again. Sam Johns is going himself, trying to get his hands through the tackle. He does get the hands through, but couldn't find a runner. Into the 22 now. Glasgow's is really good work. Tupaluto, I haven't seen much of him lately. Takes it to ground inside the 22. That's a very nice carry there from Jamie Barty. Now Rory Darge steps away from one, steps away from another, then puts his head down. He's had a really good game so far, as Darge. Been very impressive. Oh, he gets the ball and a couple of turnovers there. Oh, Richie Gray through the middle. So Scott Cummings there, still going. Thompson himself, inside. Well, take a flippin' bow. Dobie's the man that goes over. That is scintillating rugby. Scintillating. Goodness me. The continuity, the offloads, the determination. I mean, it all came from this run from Stade, who gets away from Stockdale. Now he puts the afterburners on. Boom. takes one, go down to contact. The support players there, quick recycle, but still chicken wing pass here. Very nice run in there by Scott Cummings. Inside ball, Thompson almost goes his way, looking for a runner, and Dobie is there for the inside. And Glasgow are over. That is a brilliant, brilliant try. I mean, they were inside their own half when it all starts. So, very impressive stuff. Yeah, says England demolished All Blacks 2012 by scoring 3 tries in 5 minutes with Mario Tuilagi involved in all 3 and eventually England won 38-21. Please block review that game for tomorrow's match. Sportsman 22 Philly says it'll be fantastic to win the SAFA Internationals play. The league will get so competitive and fascinating. I agree. They've got the extra there of Glasgow, so 35 points, 29. They're back in it. How good is this 21 for Glasgow? Just been running this backline going forward. Yeah, I mean, 20 years old, John Dobie looked very, very promising. Looks so as Nathan Doak. So the two young scrum halves are sort of operating at the moment. Well, it's back to a 6-point game, but Ulster are back to a full contingent. Glasgow getting their bonus point with that try. Decent take there from Glasgow. So a converted try wins this game. They're not out of it with 14 points to go. With a try like that, that's such a big confidence booster. Because Ulster have been in the driving seat for the last sort of 15 minutes. In fact, they played very well this half. Going deep there is Glasgow. Lowry there underneath it. Just come on the park. Don't go into Kearney. Oh, it's almost it's a knock-on, I think, there from Ulster. Spilled off on the side. No. Yeah, I was about to say, knock off the side there. So another mistake from Ulster. Another scrum for Glasgow. That's what they need. Right, so scrum here for Glasgow. It was off a scrum. We saw the last try being scored, so let's see what they've got here. Jack Dempsey gives it to Dobie, who then puts along the boot, trying to play a bit of territory game, and that'll fall perfectly. Very, very nice exit play there from Glasgow. They found touch inside 22, so defensive line. Test for Hart Brown from Ireland, Munster fan. Good to have you. Hope we'll see you tomorrow for the Munster versus Sharks game. Well, that's the end of the game from Greg Jones. Decent outing for him. He leaves the park, which means that Matty Rea will take on. Well, they're in their own half. They were in their own half. That's a 50-22. That's a brilliant kick then. It will be a Glasgow throw inside the 22. They go to the top. They go to the captain, Wilson. Here comes a bit of a rolling more from Glasgow. Got a bit of a run so far. So it'll collapse a little bit. So Dobie has to use it. Dobie once again just moving things. Also a couple of runners here. This is really good, Jeff from Glasgow. Wilson taking him to contact. Solid carry there from the number 19. That's Lewis Bean. Jack Dempsey. Big hit on him. Timothy on his opposite number, making the hit then, trying to sort of the counter rack there. Bean once again with a solid carry. Dobie looking to the left now. Thompson, what has he got? Inside ball. Oh, that's very well. That's a huge tackle from Timony. Big tackle there on Johnson, but they've still got the ball to Glasgow. Still nice momentum here. And it's knocked on. It's knocked on by Dobie at the ruck. Well, that's very unfortunate. Looked really good there to Glasgow. Very nice momentum. Solid defense there from Ulster, it must be said. Says, guess who's drinking beer and watching Rugby tomorrow? This guy, I think we all are. Exciting to see South African teams come to Thornton Park. Yeah, we're excited to go. We're excited to see what's going to happen tomorrow. South African reckons Sharks by 10. And it's back in Glasgow here. Bit of a mistake there from Jamie Dobby, but he's played really well since coming on. A reset scrum. Yeah, I hate a reset scrum. Hate it. Nothing worse than a reset scrum. Arcus Stamen on bench from us after injury. He looks like a beast, y'all. You're lucky to have him. He is a pretty phenomenal player, Arcus Stamen. Very special player. Well, that's a huge moment. Glasgow win a scrum penalty. Well, there we go. Game on. 8 minutes to go. They've won a penalty right in front of the poles. Big decision to make here. You've got to go for... I don't know if you go for another scrum here. What do you go? It's a big conference going. Do they back themselves another scrum? I'm not sure it's the right decision. They need a converted try, which is the issue. So they could be tempted to go for the poles. Get themselves 3 points. Yeah, they will go for another scrum. They have to. It's the best attacking option. If they go for the line, it's unlikely to get all 7 points. So they're backing themselves at scrum time. They've won a penalty. The scrums have been solid. I haven't really seen them lose a scrum so far in the last couple of minutes. And we saw them score that scintillating try earlier off the back of a scrum. So it's an interesting call to make. Well, what can we see from Glasgow? Can they snatch victory here late in the game? It's a big scrum. It's available. The ball comes in. It's available for Dempsey at the back there. Dobie looking. He's looking. He decides to go to the left. Sam Johnson, it's a very strong run. He gets within a couple of meters of the line. Now composure needed from Glasgow. Dobie saying that there's his hands on the ball, but it is eventually available. We're going to see a pick up and go here. It's a solid defense from Ulster who drive them backwards. That's a huge tackle from Ulster. Wilson. Big carry there from Maury Dodge. Big carry there from the number 18, the replacement five. That's Murray McCullum. Well, it drops off the back. Dobie goes down. It's a bounce on it. They do manage to seal it off. They'll need to pick up and drive here. He's going to come on the back of Bean. He's got his captain Ryan Wilson with him. They need to get their scrum off out from underneath that ruck. Batty's a big carry there from them. And they've stolen it. Have Ulster. It's spin off to the side. They've dove it all over that. So Glasgow guilty of not protecting their ball. That's a huge steal. Now Doak will clear the lines. And he will clear it. It's up to the 22. They're not out of danger yet, but that's a massive moment. Right up against the try. And that is huge defense from Ulster. Brilliant stuff from the men from Ireland. Cardiff 28, Connacht 16. Well, there we go. It's a decent start for Cardiff in the other game here. Glasgow on the 22. Just over 5 minutes to go. They go to Ryan Wilson at the top of the lineup there, trying to get a rolling maul going. It's initially good defense from Ulster, but they've now got a bit of momentum, have Glasgow. They're sort of splintering off. Fraser Brown controlling at the back. He needs to get himself back. They're passing the ball back. This is a good maul so far. Probably have to use it quite soon. First stop. Dobie looking for the ball. Trying to try and use it. If it does get out, it's a bit of a hospital pass there for Johnson, who does well. Now the replacement there, Ollie Smith, 21-year-old. It's a solid carry from him. They're inside the 22-year-old Glasgow Warriors. Well, it all comes down to discipline here from Ulster. They can't afford to make mistakes. Glasgow all over them at the moment. Big carry here from Jack Dempsey. That's a very solid carry, making a few meters. Ryan Wilson pick up and going. And he's accidentally hit an offside and conceded possession. That's really poor. I don't know why he needed to blooming pick up and go there from Ryan Wilson. The Ulster defense, while it's holding so firm, they'll have a scrum here for Ulster with 4 minutes to go. I think they've done enough. Got to look at the defense from Ulster has been very impressive. And you can see, look, I mean, it's very clever from Tom O'Toole. He basically pulls the Glasgow Warriors player towards him, and then Ryan Wilson picks up, then says he can't get to him. Could you give proper running commentary? Is that not your thing? No. What do you mean? What do you mean proper running commentary? What do you want me to say? I'm literally even telling you what's been going on. Also, it's supposed to be a watch-along more than live commentary, hence why it says watch-along. So, take what you can get, chap. Take what you can get. Well, Billy Burns has gone off and getting a bit of ice on his I think it's ankle there. So, a bit of an injury worry there. I think he looks all right. Looks like he's a bit of pain, but should be all right. Jan says, please watch the highlights. Yeah, I'll try and watch it. I've still got a lot to do tonight. I've got to try and get at least another video out, or schedule that for tomorrow and sort that all out. Got to do scoreboards for tomorrow. We've got lots of watch logs. Got to make sure all the other guys are sorted. So if I have time, I'll try and give it a gander. But yeah, I've still got a lot of work ahead in the evening. Yo, that's a very young face on for Ulster. Solid scrum there from Ulster. It's available for Doak at the back. Oh, he sliced that as not a great clearance there. So not out the woods yet, Ulster. Stockdale with the clearance, which sort of skewed off his boot. He gets it just beyond the 22. So time ticking here for Glasgow. They do have more than 2 minutes there. My clock is slightly wrong. So still another taking opportunity for Glasgow, and Ulster need to defend 3 more minutes, and they've got that bonus point victory that they needed. Ryan Wilson winning it with the line out. Check out another rolling more from Ulster from Glasgow. Very well defended so far from Ulster. They're only going backwards. Dobie needs to come in and use it. He does use it. Wrapping around. Oh, it's a very nice carry there from the fullback, Cole Forbes. Dobie now deciding to go walk to right. Rory Dodge. Very solid game from him tonight. Now Dobie going to Wilson, going behind Thompson. Smith just straightening there. Very nice carry from him. Dobie going himself. And they're back up to the 5-meter line of Glasgow. It's taking really well. Now it just comes down to the patience. Protect the possession and patience. Big carry there from Jamie Batty. It's relentless from Glasgow, but equally the defense from Ulster is very, very impressive. 1.5 minutes left. Can Glasgow breach the defense? Slow ball at the right time. Yeah, they're right in front of the poles. So this is exactly where they'd want to be scoring. Dempsey making a solid carry there as well. Rory Dodge, the youngster, pick up and going. They're inching towards the try line. It's all about composure now. That carry there being shoved back towards the ruck. Ryan Wilson, the captain, going himself. He's a little bit isolated. Needs some support. Oh, that's horrendous. And he's just sort of giving the ball away. What was he doing there? Why? What are you doing? Kick the ball, mate. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who it was there, but what are you doing? He sort of just got the ball up and just he didn't really know what to do with the Glasgow player there. So after all that attacking, just not much composure in trying to just keep the ball and keep maintaining possession. Short fair, Cardiff 33, Cardiff 16, so a pretty comfortable victory there by Cardiff. James Fitzgerald said, I must say, Munster, Leinster, and from what I know, the Bulls, maybe Scarlets are favourites in the comp. Well, I suppose we'll get a bit of an idea of it this weekend. But I think you're pretty bang on there. Please, Box, make us proud tomorrow. Do what you did in the All Blacks 2018. Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Right. Well, it's the time is up. So this is it. Ulster, all they need to do is recycle this ball, and they've got their first victory of the campaign. Glasgow's only chance here is to win a scrum penalty, but you know that this ball is going straight underneath the hooker's legs or hooker's feet and being pulled straight back and kicked out. So unless it's a massive scrum here or a bit of a tight hit from Glasgow, they are down and out. Shame. It's been a valiant effort from the men from Scotland. They've played really well tonight. Rory Darge, the player of the match, he's been tremendous. 21 years old. Nathan Doakes, the man that kicks it out. Well, Ulster hang on. Well, what a defensive performance towards the end there. Ulster walk away with a bonus point victory, finishing 35 points to 29. A brilliant, brilliant encounter. What a start to the URC. Connacht 33 up against, or Cardiff rather, 33 up against Connacht to 16. That is the first day of the United Rugby Championship coming to an end. Thank you very much for keeping me company. We'll be live tomorrow morning for the big 100th test between the Springboks and New Zealand. So I'll see you guys all then. Please do subscribe to the channel on the way out and smash like on the video as well. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys all very, very soon.